Oh, welcome to the chat. Welcome to my channel. Oh, I went automatic there. Welcome to the chat. I was like panicking because I turned on the camera before I was ready. Anyway, welcome back to my channel, guys. So today I want to talk about when you have it all. What are you actually looking forward to? Well, kind of, because I'm reading this manhwa called "My Daddy Is Too Strong." It's basically a fantasy genre. It's like a leveling up genre. Manhwa, if you don't know, is a graphic novels mainly like with Asian authors and stuff. So I am an otaku, which means that I stay at home and I'm not in employment or in training. So I'm a NEET or an otaku in Japanese. Anyway, this main character, the main character basically, he had gone to a different universe. Like, I don't know how to explain this. So there is a rift where everyone is have to awaken, and therefore they develop skills. If you know solo leveling, you know what I'm talking about. It's similar but with a twist. It's like he went to a different dimension, and then in that dimension he has this skill where he can go back 24 hours after he's killed. So he spent, I don't know, like hundreds of years, maybe like a long, long time in that universe. And he basically killed everyone and became number one in that particular universe, in that particular dimension. And suddenly, after he managed to kill everyone and became like, the supreme being or like being the top dog in that universe, suddenly out of nowhere, he returned to his original universe, which is Earth. He and only like 17 hours has passed ever since like he skipped to the different universe. So he resumed that life, and that's what the manhwa is about. And I think it's similar to mercenary enrollment that I was talking about last time. And because if you don't know, I read a manhwa called Mercenary Enrollment as well, and that is basically about a child who got into a plane crash and then spent like 10 years being a mercenary in military, in like as a child soldier basically, and then had to return to ordinary lives when they figured out that he still has like family members back in Korea. And so he became from child soldier to um, an ordinary school kid, and that's what he wants, which is like he wants to have an ordinary life. That's like his goal. It's similar to this particular character as well, because he has achieved this ultimate um, position in the alternate universe where he basically killed everyone and he became like the demon, not a demon, but like a really top ranking person by basically defeating everyone. When he returned to his universe, which is Earth, he basically just wanted to be a regular office worker. And of course, like in the process, he is um always being pursued by organizations because they know that he is not an ordinary public service officer, and he is like an S level SSS ranker. So this is very specific to the manhwa and the ranking solo leveling type of um, universe. So I know like I've been doing a lot of this. I'm trying to pepper it, like spread it a little bit here, a little bit there. So this kind of talk um is not going to be like just focus on that. Like I want other people to kind of join the conversation as well. Like at least it's anyway. So the point is, in this particular manhwa, I am contemplating that fact, that one that I was saying in the beginning of the video, which was if you have everything, what would you want to do? because he, the main character, is basically saying, wealth and fame don't really do me anything because I kind of had that in the in that different universe, in that alternate universe. I became like the top dog. I got all the money that I wanted, and I got all the fame that I wanted. I got all the power that I wanted. But what really precious is like time with his family, time with his friends, time with his colleague. And that's like what he really was after, the ordinariness of life. And because this can't be bought, this can't be faked, and this can't be manufactured, that kind of made me think, of course, like that's the reason why I read manhwa, is to get all this um, psychological and emotional and healings and insight as well. Otherwise, why would I even watch or read them, right? Actually, I don't watch anime. I only read manhwa ever since I was a kid too. I think that's how I got through my childhood, to be honest. Anyway, so I was thinking, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, if you already have everything, what do you actually want? And I was thinking, if that is the same questions that I was posed, if like I have all the money in the world, if I have the power to bend the world to my wish, and if I have that under my belt, what is it that I truly want? I guess like I feel like when I'm posed with that question, my answer is the same. My answer is just like, I just want to have my own house that I basically paid off, and I want to have enough money for living expenses and until and the upkeep for the house, including inflation, all the rise cost of living until I die, inclusive all of all that considered. I want to have a lot of money in the bank so that I can do what I want, even if I like, because I want to, not because I, just because, so that I have my options open. But even with, so that I'm not really being confined to a certain choice because I don't have the luxury of money. So I want to have like all of that still. And in this same manhwa as well, like he could have a lot of money because like when he was short of money in the beginning of the manhwa, when he realized like, oh, he adopted this kid, which is, we still is a mystery now. Like even I'm almost like 100 chapters in, I haven't finished yet. So I feel like and he basically just calculated what he needed to do, and he did it within 3 hours, came back, and now he has enough money to pay off all the tuition fee and all the living expenses. And so it was like such an easy thing because he has the skill to just get the money because it's not a big deal. And I feel like I want to be in that position. Like, but if you already are in that position, what do I really want? Like, what do you really want if you don't have any limitation whatsoever? And I'm thinking, I think I just want that. Like, I want the same thing. Like, I don't want fancy things. I want my cats, my dogs, and probably if it's possible, like, I want to live where I have a lot of space, but at the same time, I'm very close to amenities and also close to the city, probably, or like areas where people gather and, basically a community type of situation. But at the same time, I can choose to be alone if I wanted to, and just like really strong flexibility wise. And because the kids, meaning like the pets, like the cats and the dogs, are probably going to be needing vets, so I probably will need to live near towns where I can have access to the vets, and probably for myself like medical situations and stuff. And that's probably it. Like, I probably won't see people much because I'm not that person. But I might foster a few kids or adopt a couple of kids and raise them and have them have their own lives. And I mean, like, I guess I just want the same thing as the MC, because I feel like the main character, as a public service officer, he basically helped out the institutions, like the people who helped the ranking awakened people, and he helped them mapped out like a rift. A rift is basically when a dimension portal door opened, like suddenly there will be like a rift, so a dimension, so like, and then it opens, and then if you put your hands through the dimension portal, you'll be in a different universe. And in that universe, usually there is goblin, there is demons, there is dragons that you have to slay so you can rank up. Hey, I am a nerd, okay? I am trying to embrace my nerdiness and expose it to you guys. This feels so vulnerable. So I feel like, yeah, that's definitely my thinking. And I realized, like, I actually just want the same thing. Even after I contemplated, like, hit the question when I was reading the manhwa, I'm like, yeah, yeah. Apparently, that's not going to change. Like, having everything is not going to change. And I definitely wants what he wants, which is this just sense of belonging, sense of normality, just sense of routine, eating good food, building good relationship with people, just ordinary lives. And but at the same time, that ordinary life is only a luxury because you have everything that you want under control, which is money and power, and the ability to exert that when necessary, and an authority to execute all the things that you wanted to do. So I think, like, I guess the reason why I want all of that is so that I can have normality in very stable manner. So because, like, normality is only stable if you have the power to to keep it at the status quo. Because if you don't, you know, any outside forces can just knock it over, and then you can basically lose all the life that you've built up until this point. Your normality is so fragile. It's so precious, but it's also very fragile because it's constantly going to be attacked by outside parties, and it's going to be attacked by outside decision makers, and because they will always going to make decisions based on their own interests and not yours. So I think it's important to remember that. And I guess, like, maybe that's why I want, like, all the money and power in the world, so that I can just maintain my normality, my robust, stable, normal life, and have the power to do that. Is that too much? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I think that's it for today's nerd talk. I think I'm gonna change this into manhwa talk, and I'm gonna change the title on the other video as well. I'll see you guys later. If you guys don't know, I'm a solopreneur. I'm living in Sydney, Australia. Just check out the description box to see what I'm up to, etc., etc. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.